the walls came tumbling down. Ooh, yes, yes, my Lord. Ooh, yes, yes, my Lord. Ooh, yes, yes, my Lord. The trumpets began to sound. Joshua commanded.
Shahzad's going to educate us tonight on the Taliban, mostly, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
And we're so grateful to have you here, and you have such a burden on your heart to share this with everybody with such good reason. So thank you. That's what we're going to do tonight.
And I would like to start, thank you so much for being here. And I came in United States 8 years ago, and I just fell in love with this country. The day I landed on New York, I just felt freedom. I came here in the United States to escape death. I have been threatened by the Taliban because of my faith and working with the American organizations in Pakistan. And, I have been hiding and going here and there, and they just start killing, my friends and my colleagues. So I had to leave Pakistan and come here. And I think in my spirit that I really belong to America. And in 7 years, each day I fell in more and more because of people like you, people like Milan, people like Alan and other my friend. Because I came here with $23 in my pocket, and in 7 years I have my own business, and I have owned my car and everything. So it is because of the American people. So I want to thank you. And I want to share a little bit story about myself, and then we're going to touch a little bit about the Taliban, that what's going on. You have heard all the news, and I do understand it is so confusing, it is so heartbreaking, because there are so much lies going on different website and news and everything. So we get confused because we have something different in mind, and then the news came, he shows up something different, and then the other news came and it shows the different things and tell the different things. So this is a series. It means, I'm going to share my own experience with the Taliban and what happened to me. And then we're going to all research. We're going to have put our effort because we love this country. We love this freedom. So each one of us have the responsibility to do search, to dig more, to know more about the things. So first thing, I belong to Pakistan, and Pakistan is a Islamic country. 97% people are Muslim, and 2.5% people are Christian. So in 1947, when Pakistan was created, when British left, in Pakistan there was 25% Christians, but now only 2.5% left. So there was a silent genocide going on in Pakistan, and it sometimes it makes news and sometimes it does not. And the 0.5% are other community. We have 5 provinces, and the capital city is Islamabad, and we speak, our language is Urdu. So this is where I born. See the yellow dot, it is a border. It's a city called Sialkot. It's a border near India and Pakistan. So when I was in Pakistan, I was an RN and I study in community health. So the reason why, because in Pakistan, each ID card has our name on it and our religion on it. So whenever we go to the hospital or any clinic, we have to show the ID card, and if it is and the Christian is written on it, so they were they start discriminated on that level. And then the health system in Pakistan for the Christian, it is hard to get. And eventually, if somebody went to the hospital, it was treated, like discriminated and held back, let them die. So I started a small ministry health center. So wherever the Christian communities are, I would open a small clinic, and then I will provide the basic treatments, medicines. So see, we have a small cross. See that, because we want to see whom we belong, so people can understand. And this was the name of the small clinic. Yes. So the people like the kids like this would come to our clinic because they have been denied the treatment by the hospitals, so they did not have any place. So the disease will grow without any treatment, and we have these kind of kids, and we cannot provide the specialized treatment. So we were able to provide diet and clean clothes. So this kid can stay a little bit. This person, he has a dialysis, but he would not allow into the hospital, so he just stuck in his home, and we will just go and do a little bit treatment. So these are the nurses that were with me, and I trained them. So we make a good team, and we will spread and open different clinics on different villages. So these are the people that I would trained them, and when they will go their own village. So this is in our area, Peshawar, there was a bomb blast. The previous was a video, but I could not play because so these are the images. So it was a Easter Sunday. So there was 2 suicide bombs. It happens all the time, but some people make a news and sometimes not. So 273 people died on Easter Sunday, and which were mostly the kids. You can see these images. So these are this was the church. So the people who had died is gone, but the people who have left behind, they are in the real pain, because they lost their mom and dad at the same day, and their whole family. So these are the people just left behind. And when I was Pakistan, I took the responsibility to go them and treat as many as I can with the help of other nurses and other organizations. So we would go see this small child has lost everybody, and and we put him with his relative. So we would go and try to do what we can. So we will just sit them. And when I came here in the United States, I would for 2 years it took me to learn English and all kind of things. But as soon as I settled down, I try to reach officials at the high level to tell them the truth, what is going on with the Christianity in Pakistan. And I'm still trying, and I will try as much as I can, but I have not seen any difference yet. I have seen the difference with the local people, with my friends, but on the higher level, it is hard to convince them and change their policies. So these are the just the small meetings. These 2 people, I don't remember the name, but they are the one who make the policies for the South Asia. So they are aide to the president. So whatever they will decide, the president will do. Okay, so what you can do? Be awake. So the first thing you can do is be awake, research, connect, and understand. I'm telling my story. So each one of you, if you love this country, look at you born in this country. And I just came 8 years ago. And I have the same amount of love for this country because I lived in Pakistan for 33 years and I have never felt the freedom. I don't know how to explain the freedom. When I came, it is a really spiritual thing. It is a vibe. I have never felt that. I have traveled in other countries too, but this country has something special, I'm telling you. So you have to feel that vibe. I felt that. My father, he came here and he felt that. Something is special here, something openness, something you can dream, something you can do only in this country. So you guys have your part to do, and it does not has to be big, like big thing, It can start with your friends, it can start with your relative, it can start with your neighbor, talk about this, what's going on. Look at everything happening around the world, it has to connect with you. It is because every dollar you pay is affecting someone. Every dollar tax you pay is affecting some other countries, other nations, chaos or whatever. So be responsible and see where is the tax is going, what is happening in the world, and I'm sure you can make a change. You can make I believe it. If you guys can make a change in my life, and you can make a change if you start doing small things, you can make a change. Action, talk with the family, friend, people, this is what I write down, So, you can write a letter. See, you can write a letter to your senator, you can write a letter official, and one thing, you can also participate in the politics, in a school board, go in, stand for in a school board, go into the community. So that's where you can put your effort. And the third is pray, because it is a very necessary. Prayer help us, so, and they calm us, and they also, so these kind of things. Yes, okay. So this is a series, and today I will only touch a little bit about the Taliban, the beginning, and how they affect me and many other people in Pakistan. And it is a study and series. We need to participate, all of us. We will go and we will send you a new date, and each one will come with the research and questions, and then we will discuss. So it is our action, it's just we are doing this, and because we cannot defeat our enemy if we do not know about the enemy.
That's true.
So the deception that has been created, is that, you don't know. Somehow I have, I'm researching, somehow something is going on the media or some political region here, that a confusion is creating, so we do not understand, so the thing is that it does not matter whether it's confusion or what is going on. The one thing is, that it's going to affect each one of us. It is on high level, it is on and one day it is gonna affect all of us the same way we have been. In Pakistan, when Pakistan was created, they say, every community, everybody can stay safe here. We're gonna be a Muslim country, but everybody can practice whatever they want. So this is how it started. slowly they start changing, slow. It took them like a 30 year to reach in a point where we are 2.5%. So this is how it works. So the thing is that I'm gonna, the introduction, Taliban. Taliban is a Persian word and also a Urdu word. It means student. So the Taliban, it literally means students. So the people, the Taliban, they are student of Islam. Everyone who study Islam and go to the madrasa, it is a Taliban. And this is how the term using. So when you say Taliban, the right way you will see the certain group who is fighting in Afghanistan. That's true too, because this is what you heard. But the Taliban, so the one group, you think every person who reads and study the religious book of Quran is a Taliban. So, and there are many types of Taliban. The one Taliban, they will fight. The other Taliban, they will finance. You have not heard that, who will also finance. They will do also encourage them. They do all kind of things, and we have not heard. And those are also the powerful, the same. So the other Taliban, we only heard about these one, the people who are fighting. But what about because it's a student, the word is student. But here everybody thinks Taliban are the fighting. Every individual who goes to madrasa and study radical Islamism is a Taliban. They are here too. You have never heard, So they are everywhere. So that's the word Taliban. It means student. So they are everywhere. It's a lot of studies. So I'm gonna start a little how it started with my life. So guys, I was in the 5th grade in the school, and one day we went to the school, the regular kind of thing. So one day, the Maulvi, a beard man, he came, and he said, we're going to change all the books. So the books is going to change. So they took all our books and they gave us new books to read. And it is in a government, I'm not talking about a private. I study in an Islamic school because it's a government funded school, So we have to study Islamic book is a compulsory subject. So one day, I was in the 5th year, so every child is given a new books, new curriculum, all kind of thing. So we have to study that. And this was the beginning. I did not know at that time. I came later. So this was the beginning because they needed people to fight against Russia in Afghanistan. And, they wanted to prepare the mind to become the Taliban. So we got a new curriculum, and we start studying, and and suddenly it was all over in Pakistan, and all government school has to study that. And from 1st grade to 12th grade, we have to study Islamic subject. And so the thing is that all on those subjects in those books, there was a hate against Western countries and hate against the Christian infidel, and and there was a huge amount of curriculum taken from the Quran, which how we will go to heaven if we kill the other people, if we kill the infidel, and everybody will go to the heaven. So can you imagine? It is in the 5th grade, and all over Pakistan it is start teaching. So each 5th grade, and it has to and it is in 3 subjects. So out of 8 subjects, we have to study 3 subjects that was related to the holy war, the fight. I was a Christian, but I still have to. So and then one day, we were sitting in the class, and suddenly 5 or 4 of my friend, they start missing. We studied together, we live in the same street, but they stopped coming to the school. And I went to home, and I went to my friend and say, I didn't see you at school, where are you now? And he said, Shahzad, I'm not coming to school anymore. Well, why not? My father took me from here, and I'm going to the madrasa, studying the same. The madrasa is the mosque where they train the jihadi. So I'm not studying, I'm going to madrasa. So the same is, so it started happening, and these kids that were my age, we were, after a few years, they have been sent to Afghanistan to fight. And can you imagine, they were still 13-year-old, yes, the children. And they were living with me, we were living in the same street. So they would come back, and they will tell us the story. And so we went there, we fight there, and we are fighting against the infidel. And they will say, hey Shahzad, you don't know anything, and see, we know how to do the firearm, we know how to make these and things. And so I was shocked, and I was a little bit scared, because suddenly there was a hate starting against the Christian too. And they said, we are studying, and we are fighting against the infidels. And since you are a Christian, and we have studied that if we kill a Christian or a Jew, we will go to the heaven. And can you imagine that I would get scared, because when they say these things in my class, I would get scared, because everybody would look at me and say, he is a Christian. So, and suddenly, so these kind of hate is treating. So this was the beginning of the Talibanization. It has started longer than that, but this is what the first time, my friends got, started into it. So they would go to the Afghanistan fight, and then suddenly, huge amount of money came into every mosque. I mean, we used to see that mosque were like just a hut, but suddenly I don't know where the money came from, and they building the madrasa. Madrasa is over here. So in each village there are 2 or 3 madrasas, and they are training, these jihadis, and then these jihadis would go to the Afghanistan, and they will fight against the Russian people. So there is a lot of things. So the thing, I just want, this is your work to do. See where that money came from. Who was giving the money? Do you know?
Barack Obama.
Yeah. Do you know how much? Yes. So it was the American money. This is what happened to, I did not know at that time America, it was, but how it changed a village. This is how change our village. This is how change, our friend, and this is how change their mentality. The same friends that I used to play, I cannot play with them. I was left alone, and I was become one of their enemy, because, is there. So this is how it happens. Where that money came, and how much money, the billions of dollars. And this is how jihadis was created. This is just the initial thing. This is just the beginning. So now you can see where your dollar is going, how it's affecting a far away, small village. That's how it affecting. So I'm telling you, America has something big. That whatever happens here, whatever decision you guys made, it affects the other world.
Yes, it does.
So, be careful and be thoughtful, So what is going on? Okay, so this is just a little picture, this is what Taliban look like. This is a typical, and they are student, and mostly these the first batch of Taliban, the first batch of jihadi was 3 million people, 3 million small kid, their family, and they have lost their father when Russia attacked the Taliban, so they lost their father. So 3 million kids came into Pakistan, and they don't know where to go. They don't have a father figure in their life. They don't know what to do. So somebody has to use these kids, and when the madrasa open, these kids can eat there, these kids can stay there, these kids can, they have a good life, but only thing they have to do jihad. They have to learn the training. So 3 million people, these were the kids, these were the people who were kids then, and they went to madrasa, and then the American poured the money, and then this was created. Taliban emerged in 1994 as one of the prominent faction in Afghanistan civil war. So this is the founder of Talibanization or the Taliban regime, Muhammad Umar. His name is Muhammad Umar. So he's a founder. He is the first person who called himself a Taliban, and they started the movement. And we will also, you can go and also learn about him more, and we can come with the question another time, And so he was graduated. See, that's what I'm saying. So he was graduated from the same madrasa, see, in Pakistan. So he left Afghanistan because his family may be lost or something, and he was a kid, and he don't know where to go. He crossed the border because it was easy. He came Pakistan, and he need shelter. So the only shelter can provide with the madrasa, and madrasa was built by the American money, where they can get free food, free thing, free everything, and only thing they have to do to learn the military skills and go back to the fight. So he was trained in Pakistan, and he went back to fight in 1947. So, I want to touch a little bit about the Christianity, because a lot of people are, giving money and raising an issue that, we have to bring the Christians here, and, the funding and all kind of things. So, in 2001, I went to Afghanistan because I was getting training in on the border of Pakistan, and when America attacked Afghanistan, I was there, and I was working for Doctors Without Border, and we have to go over there for the wounded, and I spent such a time there. So there is only one small church in Afghanistan. In the whole Afghanistan, there is only one church, and that church is in the Italian embassy. The embassy people. So there is not many Christians in Afghanistan. It's not now. It has been, for a long time. So right now, at this point, there are only 700 Christians in Afghanistan. 700. They may have left or gone, and none of them is local, like a Pashtun or Kamsa. These are the people who came from another country, like a Tajik or something else, or Indian or Pakistani, and they are living there. But not in native Pashtun Christians over there. So despite the legal restrictions, many sources claim that there is a secret underground church of Afghan Christians living in Afghanistan. The US State Department has stated that estimate of the size of this group range from 500 to 8,000 individuals, and that was it has a like a long study. Nobody knows this is just the estimate. And estimate to size of the Afghan Christian community Afghanistan, however, are not reliable due to the hostile legal environment. So legally, I mean, they would say that you can live, but legally you cannot convert, you cannot study Christianity. So it's a very hostile environment. Very hostile. Okay, I think that's done. So that's all. I want to thank you very much. And now it's a question session. And I will answer as much as I can. But this is I want to emphasize that this is a combined study. So this is just the beginning. And we need to know more about things.
Before the Taliban came, any girls, were they educated at all?
Very fantastic question. So once there was a time that Afghanistan was a very open society. You will be the girls used to wear the skirts, and there was no scarf and very open-minded, very educated, and very nice people. And this was you. So this is how you can see how the radical Islam can change everything. So yes, before that, before the Islamization, it was a fantastic free society, and there was a huge opportunities for girls. They can go to the college, become doctor or whatever. So right now you are seeing like Afghanistan used to be 500 years ago. So, I'm telling you that study of Islam is a huge another topic. It is a huge another topic. It is just like so the thing is that I'm going to touch a little bit. Islam has only one motive. For example, in the Christianity, we have been taught that love one another. Isn't it? This is one. Love one another. Forgive them. This. So you will find the same things in the Quran too, but there are things you cannot be Muslim until you obey those things. What are they? 5 things.
5 pillars.
Yes, 5 pillars of Islam, and in those 5 pillars, one pillar is a jihad. And okay, so jihad is a mandatory thing in Islamic faith. And now you say, so I'm going to ask you, I'm going to answer your question. So look at it, this is how it happened. So, Islam has a 5 pillar. Every Muslim has to believe 5 things and practice them. And one is jihad. And jihad is 2 types. Jihad bil nafs and jihad bil amal. So the thing is that every Muslim has to participate in jihad in 2 ways. One way you can go and fight, and the other way you can finance. So they are doing both things. For example, each halal food, each thing you eat, the 10% is go to the jihad. So the people who are not fighting, they are doing jihad too, but with a different dimension. So they are pouring their money to the jihadis. So you cannot stop. So that's the thing. So this is a political movement started in 1400 years ago, and it's still going on. They are very sophisticated, very managed, and this movement has not stopped since the 14th centuries. And I bet, America has, I just came in America, you have been, the guy, the people you have been bored, they see a lot of changes in American too. I mean, I see you can say that, because when you were growing up, America was different, and now it is a different and different and different. And one thing, it is a time to really think. I came here to escape death. I bring my kids here so they don't have the experience of the same brutality that we have over there. And I'm telling you, I don't want that one day same thing happened here.
Yes.
So that's why I'm doing this, you know. So I need your help, and I need your push, you know, and we can make it, you know. Talk to your friends and this and let's see what happens, you know. So well, thank you very much, guys, and I appreciate. Yeah. Yes. Point is to education. If we are educated, and you know, I'm not the expert in, you know, I'm sharing the story that really affected me, but we're going to learn from each other. You know, something you can find, you know, something you can find, and then we can come here and study it. You know, okay, this has happened, and then I will also invite few friends. As a speaker, it's not just going to be that has a really you know, relation with the Taliban. He grown up in the Peshawar. He speaks the same Pashtun language, and I also have a friend who was in Afghanistan. He fought for 2 years, and he and me was the same time in Afghanistan. So we just met again here. So I will invite him. So he will share his experience and all kind of things. And the thing, see, you know, just search. I'm telling you, this is frightening. That how many mosques are building in here.
They're everywhere.
In Florida. You know, the Florida is one of the fast-growing Islamic community. So you be careful.
With that being said, you're asking for support.
Yes.
You'd be able to fight the jihad. We won't have another
Yeah.
jihad here. How is it? What is it that you can do to bring light to these things?
Yes. So you know, since I came here, I founded a partnership for persecuted Christians. So the one thing I want to do, you know, I want people like-minded, and you know, we would make a movement, reach our congressman and say, you know, concern. I'm telling you, if we write a letter, if we tell them, it affects them, because they take advantage when nobody goes to them. You know, I went to them with the you know, topic, and they say, you know, Shahzad, nobody comes to me like this. You know, what you are telling, I have to go because I haven't heard. Yeah. So then I went back with the you know, the stuff, with the evidence, and said, boy, you know, I did not know all this going on, and I'm going to raise this issue in the house, you know. So if we have more people, if you write a letter, you know, show your concern. This is where, you know, you love America, and I want to participate in anything, and you know, what is government is going, what you're doing, you know, because you know, you want to know what is going on regarding, for example, you know, right now we bring almost 120,000 people from Afghanistan. So how many mosques they're gonna build for them? You know, I'm telling you, one day this is gonna happen. You know, one day they're gonna demand their own language. They're going to demand and then they will choose their own House of Representatives, and then one of them is going to be in the immigration, and then he is going to be in charge of the immigration, and he will stop. I'm telling you the story that happens to me. So what happened, he's going to be in charge of immigration, so he's going to issue certain things, he's going to hire his friends, and then he's going to, okay, you're going to go to the Pakistan embassy, I point you over there. So issue as much visa as you can to the Muslims and bring them here. Yes. It is you know, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to scare, but they are doing it at a very sophisticated level, slow, steady, with huge money. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, one of the pilot, or maybe all of the pilot, were trained here in Florida who did the 9/11.
Yeah, Emory.
Yeah, Emory.
See? So you know, let's do something. You know, this is a life. You know, this is just a one life, and we don't want to waste this life. Let's make a change. Let's do something for our home where we are living. So, you know, I'm telling you, this is a hope. I'm telling you that there is still hope in America, not in another country. If we lose America, there is no. You're done. You know, this is a fantastic country. You know, that's what I have been in another country. The things America have, you know, is not anywhere close. So please, you know, do small things. And what you know, when you start inviting people at your home, it will affect the ripples. You know, it creates the ripples. For example, I'm you know, Milan, help me, you know, and we arrange this. It's going to have a ripple effect. You know, it's going to give you some kind of energy. You're going to go home and think about this, and then, you know, sit on the computer and say, hey, yeah, this and that. And then you can teach. When you have education, you can tell the people, and it will be hard to deceive you when you have education. So the people who have been deceived, they did not know, you know, the liberals, you know, you can tell them, oh, they, so, you know, at the first day when, you know, US pulled troops, I update my Facebook and I say, you know, this was the first day, you know, and I say, you know, that one day, soon it is going to happen that every government in the world is going to accept Taliban and they're going to be nice people. See what is happening? Yeah. And everybody wants to talk to them. Mm-hmm. You know, the same people who killed, the same people who slaughtered Christians, the same people who have, look at this is how they bold are. Look at this. Right now, you know, every country wants to talk to them and they have only one goal. They say, okay, we will do what we want and you will do, don't come to us. So they have only one mandate to overcome, bring the Sharia to the world. So they are not backing. All the other world is backing. They want to go with the, you know, talk to them. We understand you are nice guys now. You're going to, and you know, there is a movement going on. The Taliban are changed. You know, they are more steady. Yes, they are changed. They become more radical, more equipped. And now they speak English too. And you know, I'm telling you.
That is part of their agenda.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, my friend, Europe has gone.
Yes.
Can you imagine? I mean, look at, you have a phone now. If you type in your Google and say what is the national dish of UK, you will be surprised what the dish was. So how did this is change? You know, it's changing already. You know, if you type what is the national dish for America, it comes with a burger. You know, but in the UK is very different.
What is it?
You will see it's a chicken tikka.
Oh.
So this is, yes. No, but it's the, you know, I like the food too, but look at how they changed everything. Mm-hmm. They're slowly changing. Yes.
Signs.
Yes, signs. Yeah. All these things are the same. You know, we will talk more, but, you know, when you hear Taliban, Al-Qaeda, Haqqani group and this and that, all kind of, ICS, and there are hundreds of others too. You know, they have pockets, you know, so they may be different from one and other, but when it comes to Sharia law, they are the same. Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
Sharia law?
Yes, Sharia law. And believe me, you know, they're crawling. And, you know, if I say right now, you know, I don't want to say, but it's going to take maybe more 100 years to overcome America.
How many years?
100.
You think so?
Yes. I mean, if you don't...
With the snowflakes we have now? Are you kidding?
Yeah, because this is what I took to England, you know. So the thing is that one thing when you study the history, and especially when you study how the Islamic population grows, so once so they, you know, we think in a democracy, okay, so the people who have more vote, they win. But with the Islamic things, they don't have to be more than you guys. Only they have to be 10% of the population. That's, yes. So they are waiting for this. They just need a 10% of the population. And this is what they're going to start. Then they're going to start. And the only thing, they do is spread terror, kill people. Look at how many things have happened. More and more we will talk 9/11, Boston bombing, and all this. Who's doing this? Have you ever heard that a Christian came from another country, like me, and he did something?
No.
Ever? Okay, look, this is what happened. A persecuted Christian will come to United States. He will go the same church already built in, and he will follow the Methodist or the Catholic. He will one day he will become one of American society. He adopt the culture easily. He will go. He will start making the same friend. He will go read the Bible, and then he will be like you. He will never. But what happened when Islamic people came? They will come here. They will go with your people. They will hey, hi, here, nothing. When one day more, and then will be like 10 people. Okay, let's start, praying in the street. Then they start praying in the street, and then then they will go to the officials. Oh, we need a mosque, and the officials say, yes, you are a minority community, and we, want to help you. Then they will give you the space, big land, and then they will build the mosque, and then they, start this thing. So it's very slow. I wish I can use polite word, but I do not have, So that's what I'm saying. So it is I'm doing for my kids, I'm telling you. So they don't have, the experience kind of thing. Yes, okay, yes. So the thing is, it's a long story. So I have been, we have been Christian for more than 4 generations. Our forefather changed. There was one missionary. He was from Illinois. It's 112 years ago. So he came to, his name was John Hyde, and he lives in Chicago area. So he went to Salcott, where I born, and he started a movement there, and then people change. So our ancestors changed from him. So this
From birth.
from birth. And something happened that our whole family, which was consist of more than 500 people, they convert at the same time, same day.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
We want to know that you're not a plant
Conversion.
too, that you're not working us.
No. I'm telling you, I'm so happy. I'm telling you, I'm so happy that this is the question we need to be mind in our, because look at, we look the same. If a Pakistani came from, and the Christian would look the same, and the Muslim look the same kind of things. And when I, this is again topic. So when I go to a market that was owned by the Muslim, or owned by the, some restaurant, see. So I would sit them, and they start speaking. They did not know that I'm a Christian, because we are just 2.5%, and they are not, so they have not seen it. So and my name, it's also Islamic name, Hey, and then they start talking about all this. I would listen. So they will see the real thing. They will say the real thing, and I would not say anything. And then I will really disheartened, because look at this guy came here. They have a gas station, and they still hate the Americans. In Afghanistan, there is only one church, and that is in the embassy of Italian embassy. So people would say there are hidden churches, and they say. So I just want to say that there is no church, and there are very few Christians, and they are not native. So the real persecution is in those countries which have more population of Christians, like Pakistan, Iran, and there are other countries in Africa. And one thing, we can talk. So the thing is that the Christian persecution is so high, but you will not hear anything, no action. But it is It is very high, and I have gone through all the process. You know, it is hard to get here for a Christian to get visa. Other than if you are a Muslim, you can get easily.
A visa.
Yes,
Yeah.
to come here.
What does that tell you?
Yeah. So you know, but I'm telling you, I have so much hope in you guys, and you know, we will not let that happen. You know, you can help my organization. It's a child now, and I need help with the different things. So the first thing is you can help with your prayers. You know, go and see the website, and you know, see you know what I want to do. And the second thing you can do, you can also give me, you know, manpower. You know, be a team of me. You know, write a letter for me. You know, guide me and this and that, and bring more people. And the third, you can do with your finance. You know, donate a little. I'm not asking a big donation. Just do a small. Maybe you can donate a 1 cup of coffee once a week. You know, it costs maybe $2 or $3, $5. You know, just 1 cup of your coffee. You know, so you know. The main goal of my organization, is to teach people. So that's what I want to do. You know, to teach people, to reach out people, and you know, ask me. You know, I would come in your group and in your church free. You know, if you have a church, talk to the pastor and say, you know, I want to invite a person so he can talk about the little bit of the persecution. You know, and you can talk to your pastor to, you know, and get involved with me, you know, and so this is how we can go. Thank you very much, so much, everyone.
That was very enlightening.
The walls came tumbling down, and the walls came tumbling down, and the walls came tumbling down.